What's up, guys? This is Joey with Vision. Just wanted to say hello, make sure everyone's doing okay, ask how everyone's doing for the most part, give you guys a small update as far as what's going on my end here. It's been a pretty interesting start to the 2020 year, hasn't it? Between going to events like WECFest and everything else, like these are a couple of car shows that I've never had the opportunity to go to myself, so it's been a pretty cool adventure for that, for sure. Being able to film Rory's G37 and the 370Z, absolute aces for builds and stuff. I love them. I definitely want to get more of those kind of B-roll beauty shot videos done. So as far as my friends, my followers that are watching this video right now, I'd love to see if you guys want to link up. Let's get some video work done. Because honestly, the more film that I do, the more cars that I get to film, the better I get, and the more quality content you guys get to watch. And that's kind of, something that we can kind of build together, which is kind of nice. With that said, of course, video production right now is going to be slowing down. I know I was going to try to go into this year pretty much full force and really start to, dig into it as aggressively as I could. And of course, with how things are kind of, going throughout the rest of the world, I totally get it. That's going to have to slow down a little bit. But that doesn't mean that we can't try to plan things out and get things kind of rolling in a good direction for now. That's kind of at least the way that I'm looking at it. I do want to thank you guys for the copious amounts of support that you guys have been giving me so far, and especially starting out this year, a little bit more aggressively than I did the previous years, that sort of stuff. I'm really trying to make something out of this, and I really am passionate about what I'm doing right now, which is a very rare thing for me, and secondly, it's something that I've kind of wanted to go into full force, which is kind of where I'm at now. Other than that, it kind of comes down to being safe. And I think that's kind of more important than literally anything else that we have to talk about today, is that we need to kind of worry about taking care of ourselves, taking care of each other, those that are around us, because of course, our self-care right now is affecting everyone else within our circle, our family, our friends, our neighbors, yada, yada, yada. My thought process is to, urge you guys to please take what's being said seriously when it comes to everything coming from the professionals in the field that are, telling us what's going on. I myself am someone who's generally a pretty clean person for the most part, but it's only further made me realize how much we need to pay attention to what we do on a daily basis, and I'm talking about all the other habits, touching our face, yada yada yada. That sort of thing is it's pretty big eye opener, this entire situation. Anyways, so that's one thing that I did want to address and stuff, is to try to take this seriously. This puts, the people that I love at risk, the people that you love at risk, everything else. We are responsible for how things go from here. There's no other way to really look at it. Honestly, there isn't. But with that said, I did want to point out that things that we can kind of do that they don't essentially require interpersonal interaction. So, in this case, I've got brand new merch out, that sort of stuff. This is a test print that I just had just actually gotten in today. I'm super happy with how it came out. Now, what this means to me is the fact that, for small businesses and smaller companies that are trying to get their feet off the ground, that sort of stuff, and especially in this time right now, I feel like it's imperative that people kind of support each other, especially when it comes to small business. Most of us are all backing each other, as much as we possibly can, and that's always a really, really important thing to do, even if it isn't something that's financially, backed or anything like that, but even just sharing things to friends, saying, hey, what? A buddy of mine, they made this video, or a buddy of mine shot this food, that stuff. Made this restaurant look fantastic. Things like that. That tends to snowball. You show one person, they show, they share it on their feed, whatever else. That makes 200 more people see that content, that sort of thing. And so it starts to snowball. If they start to share it turns into 1,000. So it's a big deal when it comes to how it affects us as creators, and it's really something that, if you would want to start your own business, and if you would want to start to get into things that matter to you, it would be, how much would it mean to you if a friend of yours had done that for you as well? So that's kind of the mindset that I have with this, is that, for what it's worth, share it. That's the biggest thing that I could possibly come up with right now, is that support in non-financial forms is just as important, if not more important, than support in non-financial that are in financial aspects. That's a big thing, and I hope that you guys can kind of see where I'm coming from when it comes to that. Just because what's the good in doing the content that we do if no one's seeing it? So that is kind of my impartial rant for the day. I appreciate you guys for listening, and I want everyone to stay safe. If you can, stay home. If you can't, work your way around it to as few people as possible are affected. I've got my mother and my father to worry about. I've got my friends and family to worry about. I've got things that I want to protect, and that's where it starts, is our decisions. Anyways, see you guys next time. Be safe, and thanks for watching. Bye.